I told you I'm a college soccer coach. If you're interested in ever working at a college, whether it's security guard, librarian, maybe as a teacher, maybe in administration, maybe whatever, there's a great website called Higher Ed, H-I-G-H-E-R, edjobs.com. You may want to take a look at. Craigslist. Craigslist is a little funky, it's a little dicey. You can buy a dining room set, you can buy a car, you can meet cops if you're selling World Series tickets and all that other kind of stuff. But there is a complete employment website on there. And a lot of companies now will throw a job on there for a week or two before they go out to a recruiting firm, before they pay Monster, before they pay Hot Jobs. So you may want to, every once in a while, check it out. Everybody here is familiar with Monster.com, Hot Jobs, Dice, Career Builder. Okay. Has anybody here ever been on Simply Hired or Indeed? Okay. That is the one-stop shop. Okay. They are what they call aggregators. So Simply Hired and Indeed every night go out onto the web and they gather up all the jobs and they put them on their website. So technically, the way they market themselves, you don't have to go on the Monster, you don't have to go on the Hot Jobs, you don't have to go on the Dice. You can go on to Simply Hired or Indeed, and they're supposed to have everybody's jobs on there. Hence the name aggregators. 55alive.com is a good one. Wiseworker.com. Jobsover50.com is another good one. I'm going to hand another piece of paper out when we're leaving, but let me just go over a couple facts about boomers and why we're important to the economy. I told you that we're shaping this century. Every day, 10,000 people are turning 65. That also means that every day, 10,000 people are turning 50, 55, 56, 58, 60, and whatever. So we are a force to be reckoned with, but we're still looking to work. There's still discretionary income, somewhat. People are traveling more. The hospitality industry is exploding. The list of cruise ships that are being built is unbelievable. They create jobs. Our industry, we try to manage a couple of funky things that you normally wouldn't look at. We monitor corrugated boxes. When corrugated boxes are being manufactured, that means manufacturing is up, that means spending is up, that means people are buying. Corrugated manufacturing boxes are way up right now, okay? That's a huge sign for the employment marketplace. Lipstick sales are down. Great sign for the economy, because what they have found out, in bad times, women still want to look good, women still want to buy stuff. They may not buy that $50 pair of shoes or dress, they'll always buy a tube of lipstick, okay? And in bad recessionary times, lipstick sales go through the roof. You can track it, you can track it. They're down now, which is another good sign. Women are buying more bigger things, okay? The healthcare market is exploding for our generation. I do a lot of recruiting for the Rothman Institute. They are on fire. They have 72 surgeons right now putting knees and ankles and parts into us. They're going to be at 100 in 2 years. I was there 3 weeks ago on a Monday morning. They took 2,700 phone calls from weekend warriors who got hurt playing softball, baseball, biking, cheerleading competition, fell off their surfboard, whatever, and they're mostly our age and older. One day, that's an average Monday for them, okay? So the theory is that healthcare is evolving to deal with our world. The 5 fastest companies in the staffing industry right now are home health aides, okay? We're at a generation right now where many of us still have our kids, and our kids are coming back home after college, and we have our parents. You know, we're in the middle. So companies are being created to help parents, and boomers have to take advantage of those services because we need to go to work, okay? There's a lot of great companies that are just starting out there that deal with that. Concierge service. Anybody here ever read the book, The 4-Hour Work Week? Highly recommend. I see one gentleman, highly recommend The 4-Hour Work Week. But one of the topics in there, they talk about these Indian doctors and engineers who came to the U.S. to study, and they stayed here. But they had this sense of guilt because they weren't back in India taking care of their parents. So these 4 engineers and doctors got together. They started a website called mymanindia.com. And it was for Indian professionals here who could go onto the website and they could order services. Tuesday's my mother's birthday, please bring her a bouquet of flowers. Next Friday, my uncle needs his lawn cut. Can you go get somebody to cut his lawn? So-and-so needs a ride to the doctor. And they started this concierge service called mymanindia.com. Well, there's now Americans doing that in this country. That will be, there's Rent a Husband, okay? It's basically handyman stuff, that's all, not the other stuff. Okay? They come with a tool belt, they stay outside, they'll fix the garbage disposal, they'll fix the rain spout that the husband didn't get to. I haven't seen Rent a Wife yet, but Rent a Husband's out there. Over 55, we're the fastest growing segment in health clubs right now, which is creating more work and more jobs. Membership has gone from 8 million in 05 to 10.3 in 09 and expected to go to 12 million in the next 2 years. In 2025 in China, there's going to be 525 million people over 65. It's kind of amazing. United States, Johnson & Johnson, I tell you, I do a lot of recruiting for them. They're opening up plants all over China because they want to start selling more and more baby lotion and Q-tips and Benadryl and Tylenol. That's their emerging market. That's creating jobs for us here. It's a reverse. They're creating jobs here and we're selling overseas. If you want to take a course, just to get fresh, there are websites where you can take a course from home for free at Harvard, Yale, Penn, Stanford, some of the best colleges out there. You don't get credits, but you can learn. And I'm going to hand you this out. But there's 2 websites. One is called openculture.com, and the other one is universitiesandcolleges.org. You could go on, if you have an interest at night, you want to hear a physicist lecture at Stanford, or you want to learn algebra, or you want to learn the latest sales and marketing techniques, or economics, or whatever. Yes, of course. Yeah, I'm going to hand it out. I don't have to write it down. But there's no reason not to be up to date and current. I have 2 or 3 more quick things. Are there any questions so far on anything? We have about another 5 or 10 minutes. Yes?
One of the things, I'm a CPA, so I network a lot, and then I always end up talking to a lot of recruiters, and they're also networking with me.
I'm sorry about that.
But the one thing they tend to be very honest about, to me, is that there is an age discrimination. He said, they'll basically say, well, I'm not supposed to say it, but there is. And they definitely are looking for the younger people for the positions. And, my position there is basically senior manager level, a CPA, and partner. And most of the people are definitely younger now in those positions, and they will discriminate. So what do we, it's almost, I really wish I could walk into a recruiter and say, do you think you're going to be able to hire, to work with me because I am over 50?
There's nothing wrong with asking that question. I'm not in total agreement with that. I would say, if we're talking about sending you to Price Waterhouse, Deloitte & Touche, Prudential, probably not going to happen because the manager is probably 39 to 40 years old. In fact, Price Waterhouse, their managing partner for Philadelphia is a guy named Tony Conti. He's an awesome man. He's an awesome man. He just had to retire December 31st because he turned 60, and they want room for the next generation. So it's a mandatory retirement at that level. But there are millions and millions of other companies, and I would try to say, package yourself. What do you bring to the table? Maybe as much money as you used to make, you could work a little cheaper now. Maybe you live close, so I can be here anytime early, I can stay late, I don't go to lunch. Another big one is if a spouse has benefits, okay? I just placed a guy, he starts this Monday. It was between him and another woman. What got him the job was his wife works for this little airline that just got bought out by Southwest Airline on June 1. She now has full benefits. He doesn't need benefits. The company was getting ready to offer him family benefits at $1,500 a month. All of a sudden, he's $18,000 cheaper.